Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall Reviews. I'm Dave, and tonight I'm going to be talking about this show that I've seen on Amazon Prime that I thought was really, really dope. It's called Paper Girls. I was going to say Papers Girls. That's crazy. It's called Paper Girls. It's now streaming on Amazon Prime. But before I get into this review, you already know what it is. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that like button down below if you enjoy our content. Go make sure you check out all of our other content on the channel. We got reviews up for a lot of things. We got reviews for days, y'all. Come on now, subscribe, and we do this live. Every week we here live, bro. So make sure y'all check it out. Later this week, we got more reviews coming. I'm thinking about doing another content drop. I don't know, but y'all will know if y'all stay subscribe to the channel. Follow us on social media at BrickWall and just go live on Twitter. We have a Facebook group, and we're also on Instagram. I know I reject my Instagram people so much. I got to bring y'all back. I'm sorry. But until then, just make sure you keep your eyes peeled to this channel for the umpteenth thousand time. Help us reach our 100 subscriber goal. And now that I've said all that, I'm going to jump right into this review. Paper Girls. This show is pretty damn good. So okay, so this is what it's about, right? I'm gonna read this poem to you. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts like I always do. So in the early morning hours after Halloween in 1988, four paper girls are out on their delivery route when they become caught in the crossfires between warring time travelers, changing the course of their lives forever. So this is not even the crazy part. That doesn't even do it justice, right? So they actually travel from 1988 to 2019. And one of the characters ends up meeting her older self. Another character finds out something crazy about their lives. And the other two characters, they find out interesting things about their lives too. They all find out interesting things about their lives in the future. And I'm in the belief that there is an alternate timeline happening, but they haven't really said anything about that yet. But I think it's heavily hinted that there's an alternate timeline involved in this. But outside of that, there's like I said, it's a time war going on, and they're just all trying to adjust. And they even get stuck in the year 1999, I believe. Yeah, they get stuck in the year 1999 at one point. It's crazy. This show is really, really good. And the interesting about this show is that it's based on a comic book of the same name that ran for a few years. It ran longer than I would have imagined it would have ran. And it was critically acclaimed. People loved it. And so the TV series, it premiered on Amazon Prime on July 29th of this year. So it's fairly new. It's about a month old today, a month old. Hey, happy birthday, show. It's already been greenlit for the second season. Second season is coming. Let's go. I'm excited. I can't wait. It's 8 episodes long. I don't know if I mentioned that already. And each episode is about 30 minutes, a little over 30 minutes. I'll say maybe 40 minutes might be the longest episode. So they're not long episodes at all. You can binge it. I binged it in about a day. Like I started earlier in the day. Of course, I had to go to work, handle my adult responsibilities, came back and I finished it that night. It didn't really take that long. It was really, really good. I cannot stress how good I thought this series was. So I mentioned already that was based on a comic book series of the same name that ran from 2015 to 2019. This comic book was written by Brian K. Vaughan and illustrated by Cliff Chang. It stars Cameron Jones, Riley Leigh Nillett. Oh, I hope I said your name right, sweetheart. I'm sorry. Sophia Rositzky, Fina Straza, and Adina Porter. And it also has appearances by Ali Wong, Nick Cordery, and Sakai Abeni. Look, y'all know I can't say these names. I'm so sorry. And it just has a whole lot of other people, a whole lot of other casts. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at some of these names. I can say Jessica Van, and I can say Jason Mantzoukas, and there's William Bennett, Kai Young, Celeste Arias, Cliff Chamberlain, Delia Cunningham, and Marin Lord. Y'all know I like to give credit to all the actors and stuff, and all the cast in this show. They're really, really good. Ali Wong, she plays the adult Erin. So Erin, as a child, is played by Riley Leigh Nillett. Of course, that would be the one name that I messed up. She's a Chinese American girl, and so. And I'll go through the run through the characters in a bit while I'm explaining the show. But so all 4 of these girls, which is really interesting because they're all they're all different races, right? So they're all different types of people. You have your African American girl played by Cameron Jones. Her character's name is Tiff. um, you have, I already mentioned Aaron, who's the Chinese American. You have Sophia Rosinski, who plays Mac, who's a Caucasian. She's the white tomboy of the group, right? So she, rough and tough. Think of Buttercup, you know. And then you have Fina Straza, who's the Jewish. She's Jewish and rich too, because her family owns a lot of businesses in Stony Stream, which is where all four of these girls are from. So the show pretty much starts off with these four girls. They're getting ready to do their paper route, and Erin is the newest girl to do her route. In the early mornings for the papers and everything. So, like I mentioned before, with the synopsis, they're out in the paper route, and all of a sudden, skies turn crazy. They go into hide. They go to hide and everything like that, and then you see that all of a sudden, Aaron gets shot. I'm not going to explain that too much. I'm not going to explain a lot about this show because a lot of it, you just really got to watch. You all know how I am, right? If it's really good, y'all got to see it to believe it. So yeah, Aaron ends up getting shot, and while they're rushing her, you see like these glimpses of like they run into these people. All of a sudden, they end up in this little craft, and then there's these bugs on her. It's so crazy, and then like they find out that they're in the future. So, like I've already mentioned, young Aaron runs into adult Aaron, and you see that how you get how her life has changed and how things are different, how she struggles with anxiety, how she didn't become the person she envisioned she would be when she was younger. So it's a lot of that going on. Just how you have to reevaluate your purpose sometimes, or sometimes what you think will happen in your life, or the path you think your life will go down does not always it don't always turn out like that. Come on, adults in the room, we already know that's how it is. As a youngin, we want to be doctors, and sometimes we grow up and we're teachers. We don't necessarily have that locked. Our lives change, and so it was just interesting seeing not just the younger version of Aaron come to grips with that, but also the older version of Aaron kind of reflect back on her life and say, wow, I thought that this was how it was going to be, but this is not how it turns out. And Aaron isn't the only one who gets that. We have another character, Tiff, who she also kind of experiences that with her older stuff as well, which that comes like later on in the series, or later on in the season rather. But it's really interesting just to see how she thought her life was going to go in a certain direction, and then she finds out this big reveal about her life, and she kind of says like, okay, well, you decided to do things this way. I don't have to make that choice. I can make a different choice. I can do things differently. One of the girls, I'm not going to say which one, and it's not the one you think, finds out she's a lesbian in the future, and the other one finds out she's the well, I'm not going to spoil that one. But another one, she gets a pretty heavy reveal about her life in the future that does kind of carry through the rest of the season. Just her coming to grips with that. So yeah, this season here, like I said, it's they're dealing with the time war. The time war aspect of it is that you have some people who they believe that the timeline should be the same. It should be one linear thing. There should not be room for anything to be changed. Everything has to be on one path. However, that one path has only ever really benefited that particular side, where the other side is like, hey, listen, if we can go back and change something, or something can be different, why not leave the freedom for everything to go any way that you want it to go, any which way possible, right? Like, possibilities are endless. Think about Rick and Morty, right? This is perfect because the new season of Rick and Morty is about to start. So this is perfect for anyone who watches Rick and Morty. Y'all remember at the end of last season where you find out that the Citadel Ricks pretty much made like an entire multiverse, but they only made it so that it benefited all the Ricks. But then you find out that there's more universes outside that don't benefit Rick, that just are for just to do whatever. And that's what Evil Morty wanted to do. I mean, spoilers for Rick and Morty. If you haven't seen it yet and you're a fan, why haven't you seen it yet? But that's what Evil Morty wanted to break outside of that. And I forgot exactly what it was called, but he wanted to break out of that and actually explore universes and different multiverses and stuff like that that didn't revolve around benefiting Rick, right? So, and if that didn't make too much sense to you, think about Doctor Strange, right? Like where he said, okay, there's only one way to do this. There's one way to save a whole bunch of people from Thanos and the snap, and that involves us having to sacrifice someone, right? Whereas that belief, there's also, well, couldn't we have done it something different? Couldn't this has happened? Couldn't we have done this or that or that? So that's pretty much what the two sides are fighting over. It's like whether we do all this to benefit us, or we leave things open-ended, allow people to time travel, allow this and that to happen, and only intervene when it's catastrophic, right? So that's what the Time War is about. They also run into a gentleman whose name, hold on, I'm about to get his character's name, is Adina Porter is also in this show, and I'm pretty sure Adina Porter is Billy Porter's sister, if I'm not mistaken, because she looks just like Billy Porter. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know. I could be wrong. So I ain't gonna say too much. But when you see this character, you're gonna be like, dang, is that? So that's what I thought. But I don't know too much about Adina Porter. My bad if you're not related to Billy Porter. I'm so sorry. Nate Cordery, who plays Larry. So Larry, he works for the organization, the faction that he works for is the STF Underground, who deems themselves as the good guys, right? And Adina Porter, she works for the Old Watch, who are the bad guys of the series, right? So you see a very interesting story with Larry, and how he kind of deceived the girls in a way in the beginning, early on in the series, and then they go meet a younger version of him when they travel to 1999, and you just see like, yo, like we don't trust you because you kind of fucked us over. It's like we can't trust you. Like they're all they on him. They're like, yo, you not one of us. You betrayed us. Like we can't trust you. You come around here, we don't like you. But you know they end up working with him, and you know certain things happen, which is very interesting. Jason Mantzoukas he's normally known as a funny man. He's the guy who does the voice. He does the voice on Big Mouth. You might have seen him in some other things. He kind of sounds like TJ Miller, honestly. And I think he's actually taken all of TJ Miller's roles after TJ Miller got canceled. But we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, he's in this show and he plays a villain. And honestly, he's really good at this villain role. Like, he's really good at it, like, honestly. And I kind of read ahead to see what the comics were about and kind of see the direction that goes. And if they follow the direction, because they already kind of switched things up from the comics, but if they follow just a little bit of that, it's going to get really interesting. Like, it's going to get really interesting. But I'm just like they did with The Boys. And I think Amazon Prime does a really good job of adapting comic books, honestly, because they adapted The Boys and it ends up being better than the comics. And check out our Boys season 3 review up here on the YouTube channel. You already know. And they adapted Invincible. People say the Invincible show is better than the comics so far, and it's only had one season. And this right here, I think, and it's got rave reviews, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the IMDb score is let me see here. What's the IMDb score? It's 7.2 out of 10. So it's getting good reviews. I see a lot of people talking highly of this show on online and everything like that. And I haven't seen any comparisons to the book, so to speak. But from what I've read that happens in the comics, the changes that they make to the show, I'm excited to see some of the changes they continue to make, because the changes they've already made, it's a more interesting story. And just from the Cliff Notes version of everything, it's a more interesting story. It, like, again, it does center around, like, all 4 of the girls are like 12, 13 years old. It centers around them, and it's like they're all really interesting characters. Like, they all get their time to shine. They all get their time to interact, and kind of, they switch up the dynamics between them. Like, okay, 1 minute you'll have this pairing, then these two will pair off, then these two will pair off. So everyone gets to interact with each other to the point where it feels really organic. At the end of the season, it's like, wow, man, could you imagine if they were paired up, though? Or could you imagine if they were paired up? Like, that would have been crazy. But the pairings make sense because it's like, wow, like, you can see the dynamics of who's gonna stick with who, but at the same time, it it can be interchanged, and it only makes the dynamics between the characters more exciting. So where the season ends off, it ends off in a great place. That last episode, those last few minutes was like, wow, it was kind of intense. I was sitting there like, woo, wow, wow, wow. I'm like, yo, you gotta, I hope this works out. So it was really fun to watch. Like I said, it's only 8 episodes. Each episode runs about 30-40 minutes, might be the longest episode you see. It's really, really good. I do highly recommend it. It's on Amazon Prime. We tell you guys all the time, if you get any type of social or government assistance, such as welfare, look into it. You may be able to get a discounted price on Amazon Prime. So definitely look into that. I don't have that information on hand on me right now. Sam usually has that. So, but check out our review of The Boys and you'll get that information too. But yeah, that's really all I got to say about it though. Like, it's a dope show. I give it a 4.8 out of 5. I really enjoyed the series. I cannot wait for season 2. When is season 2 supposed to drop? Matter of fact, season 2 is supposed to drop. Let's see. No, I don't have anything on when the second season will be coming. Hold on, let me see. Paper Girls season 2. No, there's no information yet. No information yet on the possible release of Paper Girls season 2. Yeah, I mean, and it's the first season literally just dropped. Like I said, over a month ago. Well, exactly 1 month ago, the first season dropped. So, when the second season comes, I'll be there watching it, and I will be giving my review because I love this show so far. I was very interested. It had me hooked. A lot of great stuff in this show. So definitely make sure you guys check it out. But that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you all for tuning in. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, hit that like button if you enjoyed this review, and comment down below if you enjoyed this series or if you have another series you think we should check out. Make sure you let us know. I have some more reviews coming this week, so stay tuned to the channel. Follow us on social media, and until next time, stay easy, stay breezy. Peace.